Come along as we search for an iconic North Carolina tree.
We're highlighting easy hikes on well-maintained trails. We don't need all of the technical equipment to go explore.
I'm Rachel Lewis Hilburn. Andy Wood is our guide. Along the way, we'll learn about why and how this iconic tree lives here, what makes it iconic in the first place, and who else lives here because of it. Truth be told, we have another goal.
We're here to encourage people to unplug, get outdoors, and reconnect. This is one of the rarest environments in the world. You're looking at a preserve of less than 200 acres, and the hemlocks are occupying less than 40 acres, and there's no other place in the world exactly like this.
We've got some hemlocks here in this Hemlock Bluffs Nature Preserve, which is in Cary, which is part of the Piedmont. But I thought hemlock trees were in the mountains, so what's going on?
They're here because this is a unique habitat. Basically, this is a mountain species. They like cold weather.
So are you saying the main difference then for them between the mountains and the Piedmont is weather, temperature?
Absolutely. It's all climate related. A couple of quick things about the hemlock. It's an evergreen related to pines, and when you look close at the leaf, you'll see they're flat. In the case of a pine, its needles, its leaves, are more round and in bundles. And then also look underneath, you'll see the underside of the leaf is kind of a blue-green, whereas on the top it's a nice deep forest green. Like pines, hemlock have cones, but you can see—
Those are pine cones?
Yeah, this is a hemlock cone, very small,
Tiny.
obviously, but inside or underneath each scale is a seed, and many birds will eat these seeds. Other animals eat them. So the cone of a hemlock is tiny. The leaves are flat and come straight off of the twig, just like with the pine.
So then how do these guys survive here in the Piedmont?
Well, these trees were planted and they're maintained and taken care of by the staff. But the trees we're going to visit in a moment are the natural vestiges of what once inhabited this entire area. The Piedmont here, just 10,000 years ago, was dominated by hemlock.
So what actually are we going to see?
A throwback in time. Even though this is a small tree, it's only a couple of inches in diameter at the base, it's probably 30 to 50 years old.
Wait a minute. Which tree are we talking about? This one doesn't look like a small tree.
That's a hardwood.
Oh.
And this is a neat little point. Hemlocks are shade loving. They're an understory tree as youngsters, along with the American beech right there. These are both shade loving trees, and these larger hardwoods provide that shade, which provides cooling in the hot summer.
So these leafy branches are coming from that little skinny tree right behind it.
Little squirt. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Guy. And where we're standing is quite likely the future bluff of Hemlock Bluffs as the creek continues to erode.
So you're saying that Swift Creek is eroding away those bluffs, and eventually it's going to erode so far that this will be the edge of the bluff.
That's entirely possible, right.
What is that white stuff? That doesn't look like the typical underside of a hemlock leaf.
That powdery looking material is actually a tiny bug, Hemlock woolly adelgid. It stabs its mouth into the leaf of the plant, injects a little bit of a toxin, and sucks juice out of the leaf killing the leaf, eventually killing the stem, and eventually the infestation will kill the tree. Unfortunately, it's invasive, was brought here from Asia with the landscape industry, and now we're in a fight to protect the last of the world's eastern hemlock.
So in a nature preserve where they're preserving these trees, how do they treat that without hurting the rest of the environment?
It's very difficult, and that's why the adelgid is still here. There are a couple of different pesticides that can be used.
The bluffs part of it, that's part of what you explained earlier that helps to maintain this microclimate, but it's
Steep.
It's really steep.
Yeah. So that's kind of a difficulty with treating the adelgid here, is the terrain is so steep, it's physically difficult to get to the trees to treat them. Speaking of bluffs, what we'll do now is go a little bit higher up on the bluff to see where the old trees are that have been here for generations.
These are the old trees that you were telling me about.
Right.
How old do you think they are?
The best estimate I've heard is they're right around 200 years old. And you can see there's 3 large singular trees right on the bluff edge. And that bluff edge has everything to do with why these old trees still remain. And it's related to the cool water down there, kept cool by shade from these trees, and a breeze coming across that water like a natural air conditioner is sending cooler air up into the atmosphere of these trees. And so they're kept a little more comfortable, not quite as comfortable as their cousins in the mountains, but enough to survive here.
Do you think that climate change is going to accelerate their demise?
Without a doubt. It's sorry to say, it's sad to say, but yeah, without a doubt. This is going to continue getting warm, and that only benefits the adelgid. So its 2 biggest threats right now is a warming climate and the hemlock woolly adelgid.
So we can appreciate what's in this preserve while we have it.
Right now. In a very real sense, these bluffs have protected these hemlocks, and now it's our responsibility to help the preserve protect the bluffs.